Well, hello guys, sorry about that. Also, hey Marty, how you doing, dude? Hope everything's going well for your brother. For me, doing okay. I'm just still dealing with a lot of sexual desires I kept having, whether it be pornography or masturbation. And this is not a good state. I just want to get out of it. I really do. So you know how the full name of the OST? Are you talking about the type of Return of the Joker? Cause that's the one that's on. That's actually the second Batman game that's on the NES. Cause there's Batman on the NES, and then there's Batman Return of the Joker. But I said this OST actually goes hard, to be honest, on both the games. It's also developed by Sunsoft. Yeah, the Batman one. Yeah. I know I said this before. If it's like the best company that has the best composers, I have to say it's between Konami and Sunsoft. The full name of the experts? What do you mean? I'm sorry, dude. I'm just kind of confused what you're talking about. Or like the OST, the song. How do you get the soundtrack label? Oh, I actually have this program called Melody Monitor. That's actually one of the OBS plugins that you could set up, and it has to be played as from, I think either, I know it's YouTube Music, I think it could be Spotify, and I think SoundCloud, you know what I'm saying? And I think Apple Music as well. Man, I already miss playing Mario Galaxy already. I really do. Because it's thinking about Space Fantasy and Battle Rock Galaxy just now. Well, I don't want to get that because can't afford that. I'll try finding it on YouTube. Wait, what is? Are you talking about Mario Galaxy? I mean, I play it on the emulator, so I don't mind. No, the soundtrack. Oh. Are you talking about the Melody Monitor plugin? That's basically free on OBS. And the soundtrack, or are you talking about the Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack? I mean, you don't even need to get the soundtrack. You could just find it on YouTube. And I miss Mario 2. I know, brother. I know. Oh, well, that's perfect. Yep. And we're actually going to start a good old Metro Prime trilogy. And I'm actually going to do Prime 1. And also, I'm actually doing a modified Dolphin emulator known as Prime Hack, which is actually you can use for any of the Metro Prime games that standalone, including the trilogy version. And now I actually am familiar with the Metroid Prime trilogy, to be honest, because I actually grew up with it. Actually, one thing the first Prime game I played in the trilogy was Prime 2, and then went a little bit on Prime 3, and then when my family, usually my two older brothers, got the Prime trilogy for the Wii, that's when I started to get into it around 2. That's usually the time I also got into it too, and that's with Prime 1. And then when I played Prime 1, I already started enjoying it more than Prime 2, especially Prime 3. Okay, that's one thing, but I already did start my file about a year ago and already 100% it in hyper mode difficulty. And hyper mode difficulty is basically the hard mode of the Prime trilogy, which means it actually take more damage, and the enemy takes more damage to kill, including bosses as well. And trust me, the hyper mode difficulty, man, it can be pretty hard, but it's fun at the same time. Now, one thing is with the Prime Hack, they already had the hyper mode difficulty unlocked from the start, but in the actual game, you had to beat, I think, normal mode or veteran mode to unlock hyper mode difficulty. I think it has to be with the 100% or not. I might be wrong. Man, I'd say Retro Studios has been locking in too ever since 2002. With Prime 1, with Prime 2, even Prime 3. Like, gosh dang, y'all. Yeah, they made 3 straight games that's actually GOAT. especially just 2 years ago they actually remaster it. I was looking the other way. I'm back. Oh, welcome back, Marnus. It's crazy with Retro Studios how they actually remastered Metroid Prime, and that came out 2 years ago, and it had the really good reviews too. It was good back then in 2002, and it still is. Yeah, it still is decades later. Same score, by the way. Yeah, but just only Prime 1. But I wish they. But I don't know if Retro Studios really gonna plan for remastering Prime 2 and Prime 3. But I really hope they do, because when they did Prime 1, it was just gorgeous. Like, seriously. Cause I can imagine when they do Prime 2, I can really imagine what the how the Aang's race will turn out, especially in big detail. Yeah, hope sure. Host so. And also one thing is too, there's actually fusion suits. I think, cause I know in Prime Trilogy you can unlock it, but I think you need to get enough of the credits. And that's one thing is returning from Prime 3 is actually the whole credit system. Because, but note this too, in the Prime Trilogy, they actually did something different with it. Yeah, the orange is so with the orange, yeah, with the orange credits, that's usually earned if you actually defeat the boss in Prime 1. Usually Prime 1 bosses. If it's Prime 2 bosses, you actually get the purple credits. And then Prime 3 is basically the same. It's basically the same here. Oh, hey, Goodish. Oh, hey, Metal. Now, if it's Prime 3, if you see scan an enemy, you actually get the, I believe you get the red credit. Oh, no, not the ads. I'm sorry, Goodish. Well, Marnie's ads is over. I was about to say too, the red credits and it's in Prime 3. 3 is basically you scan a new enemy, you basically get the red credit. If it's for research, it's the blue credit. And I'm trying to remember the yellow one. I think it's like defeating the boss or something. And now if I remember too, I think the green one is basically a friend credit or friend vulture. Yes, we're so bad, my friends. Oh, wait, I forgot. Oh yeah, plus you also have other concept artwork and bonus galleries too that you get from Prime 1 through Prime, yeah, all the way to Prime 3. And also, if I remember, you can actually get the fusion suit. And one thing is, in the original GameCube version, to get the fusion suit in Prime 1, you had to get the Game Boy Advance link cable to connect with the GameCube, and especially have Metroid Fusion on the GBA. Yeah, unzip CD. Yeah, CD Miracle Edition now. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing. It might work, but I think it might pull up an error too when you're trying to launch. I think it might be with mods or something. And if it's something with mods, I think you have to get the latest version of the Miracle Edition mod. But you have to make sure you go to upgrade when you go to the Game Banana page. Just a heads up, Goodish. Because the Miracle Edition actually gets updated frequently. Especially the mods that's actually required too. If I remember, you also have to lay it out. Oops. Anyway, let's start. Hyper mode difficulty. And I always love that, because look, every time you actually launch a game, Samus actually started is doing the pose before she shoots, and depending on the game, she also will have the suit that depends on the game. Because if it's a dark suit, that if it's Prime 2, the later on you have the dark suit, she actually shows up with the dark suit. And also note this too: the Prime series is actually take place between after Metroid 1 and before Metroid 2. That's usually with the timeline, if I remember. That the Prime series is actually take place after the events of Metroid 1/Zero Mission, because Zero Mission is basically the remake where they actually changed some stuff a bit, and then it take place before Metroid 2, like the whole Prime trilogy, or just a Prime series. After the Prime series is is Metroid 2, Super Metroid, Metroid Other M, Metroid Fusion, and then finally Metroid Dread. So far. But I'd be honest too, with Metroid Prime, even when it released on the GameCube back in 2002, it was really ahead of its time. Even to this day, it's still beautiful with the graphics. I also note this too, that in actually let me see, I can pause it. Oh, I actually I didn't set the pause button too, but I was about to say this too, that in the according to the cutting room floor, there was that Samus was meant to have her monologue for the intro, but it wasn't used in the actual game. It's found in the game's files, but it wasn't used at all. And I think it was later on used in the remaster version. That same thing after beating the game. It's the regular Prime. I'm playing on the modified Dolphin known as Prime Hack, which basically you could change up with the Prime trilogy, or you could do the standalone Prime 1, Prime 2, and Prime 3. Legally speaking, this is on the original hardware. Pretty much. It's not neat. Actually, let me try to pull up the cutting room floor. Because there's also a difference with the US and even the PAL version too. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Well, make sure to don't have Nintendo ninjas coming after, because they're too picky and stubborn. And plus, there's actually version differences too, especially lore wise. Because that's one thing is some lore dialogue, even description that's back in the original Prime is different with the US and even the PAL version. And note this too: the PAL version of the dialogue, whether it's like pirate lore or Chozo lore, it's actually carried over to the Prime trilogy. Oh, that reminds me of the new ship of Harkon 2 dropped recently. Oh, it just dropped recently? So that's the one with Majora's Mask, correct? I know the first one was Ocarina of Time. Oh, okay, that's what I was wondering. Man, I really need to get on it, especially through Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It dropped after the recompile, but there's a new updated date drop on Halloween. Oh, that's nice. I wondered so they have a Discord with the downloads. I hope they have some mods too, and especially they could change up with the Fierce Dating mask to Adult Link mask because that was actually in the beta screenshots that Link was originally meant to have the Adult Link mask. Oh yeah, I forgot Samus was meant to have like different actually meant to have different moves that was from the 2D games, like the Shiny Spark, like the Shiny Spark for example. Is very moddable. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, that's the same thing for Ocarina of Time. I actually did that too. And I just updated the texture on Ocarina of Time and then changed links. Holding card. Yeah, that's actually nice. Yeah, here on the current room floor, that Samus was actually originally meant to have her own monologue. It's actually in the game, but it wasn't been used because it's only found in the game as files, sadly. But if I remember, this was actually used in the remaster version.
10 years ago, below the surface of planet Zebes, the mercenaries known as space pirates were defeated by interstellar bounty hunter Samus Aran. Descending to the very core of the pirate stronghold, Samus exterminated the energy-based parasites called Metroids and defeated Mother Brain, the leader of the pirate horde. But the space pirates were far from finished. Several pirate research vessels were orbiting Zebes while Samus fought on the surface below. After the fall of Mother Brain, the ships escaped, with the hopes of finding enough resources to rebuild their forces and take their revenge. After discovering a possible pirate colony on planet Talon 4, Samus has again prepared for war, hoping to end the pirate threat forever.
It sucks it wasn't in the original, but I'm pretty sure I may have heard it in the remaster on someone else's stream when when the Prime remaster was going crazy. And also, if I remember too, that the suit voice when anytime to go to that, anytime there's text, whoever says like the door is locked, you have to defeat enemies, or it's a hazard area that's nearby. It actually meant to. This actually was on in the PAL version of Prime One, if I'm correct. Yeah, but there's actually the unused audio that was actually unfiltered.
Intense heat readings detected behind this door.
I think my guesses could be used as one area, so that's in the Chosen Ruins, or when it. And let's see, I'm trying to remember Magmore. Yeah, Magmore or something. I forgot already. Sometimes I don't pay attention to some of the levels. Anyway, let's actually get right into it. So here you basically have your inventory and stuff. So basically you have your weapon, like your arm cannon, you have your different beams. Your power beam's your standard one, like always. I still need the bust open Prime remaster. I never play it. Dang, seriously? Well, you have to, I'm about to say, do you have the games, you already got the game, but haven't opened it? I mean, I can relate to that. I had the Link's Awakening remake on the Switch, and I haven't even opened it at all. Like, completely at all. So here we have the arm cannon, we have your power beam. You're basically gonna get beams later on down the road. Then you have your standard morph ball. And even as well, you add the morph ball bombs, which is actually gonna use a platform just like the 2D games. I've opened it and made sure it works, but I want to stream it. Do you have a capture card for it, Goodish, or you don't have it? I got it physical, but I have it, so but I had to get it in Japanese. Oh, it was a way searching for the Batman soundtrack. Couldn't find it for the life. Actually, the Ashley Marnie is want me to just search it up for you? Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so or I could just put in the chat for you, Martius. Is the Batman Return of the Joker NES soundtrack? Oh, nice. Oh, no problem, Martius. You also Sam said to Susan that she still gets throughout the journey. Yeah, and plus a new thing with the visor, it's the scan visor, which is mostly exclusive in the Prime games. Scan visor is basically you scan the objects. Usually in the Prime one, it's basically orange and red squares. Orange squares is basically just whatever. Red squares is basically for information, like pirate data, for example, or Chozo lore. And it's gonna be a lot of scanning in the Prime series, in the Prime trilogy. And then when it hits Prime 2 and Prime 3, it's basically indicated by color. And then your secondary weapons is usually like your missiles, charge beam, even a grapple beam. Well, you might have it all. Wait till later on down the road in the game. Well, in this part in the pirate fragile. I'm bad at finding stuff like that mostly because for whatever reason, parts of the soundtrack are either not on YouTube or hidden there somewhere. Is it on restriction mode? I'm just concerned. And plus, the lock on is actually a new thing too, since it's in a 3D space. And also, you could jump too. And later on in the game, you're gonna get the space jump boost, which actually allows you to do a double jump. And then there's your missiles. Here, you have to go to Mort Bomb. We have Mort Ball mode. Now, one thing is in Prime 3 and especially the Prime trilogy, it actually, if you had the Mort Ball bombs on you, you can actually do the spring ball that's actually returned from Metroid 2. You know, I love the graphic. Oh, bomb. Yep, ball mode. Yeah, that's one thing is if you play Prime 3 or the Prime trilogy, you'll be able to do the spring ball. It's usually in a Wii remote, you shake the Wii remotes when you're in morph ball mode. Yeah, but in the original, you basically well, actually one thing, it's basically gonna be helpful in platforming, but in the original releases, using the standalone ones, you basically had to time your morph bombs at the right moment. You can roll over our enemies with like bowling pins. Well, kind of, but most of them are very big, but it's good for dodging. But here we're actually gonna try and get 100% if possible with scanning and items. Now, unlike the 2D Metroid games, you basically don't beat the game as fast as possible, but it's how much you actually got throughout your journey. Usually 100%, usually the percent of items, or by scanning. Usually, most of the time I scan, I want to make sure that I do because I really do want to make sure. You see the space pirates status. No, usually this is not going to record the space pirates when they're damaged because they're looking for the actual one that's actually in good condition. Because one thing, just scan it because it's not going to be part of the logbook, but it's just basically to show like what part of the status is the problem with the space pirates, whether they're crippled, disabled, or they have like a virus of some sort. Yeah, I put that link in the search bar, which you never do because YouTube usually get an aneurysm or whatever. Yeah. And I got thirst shadows. Huh? uh, must love YouTube. Yeah, sarcastically. Also, new creature guys, parasites. Interstellar vermin travel in swarms and indigestions to Talon 4. A single parasite is harmless to larger life forms. However, they tend to travel in large groups, swarming over potential prey. Such swarms can be dangerous. And one thing, you're gonna actually encounter different types of parasites, like the lava ones, even the ice ones too. Well, kill the pirate. And it said the pirate is weak life signs detected. Well, one thing, also note this too, that with the prime hack, usually the dolphin prime hack, and especially with prime trilogy, there's gonna be some bugs and issues, usually like audio issues. Just a heads up, like usually some parts of the music's not queuing. Sweet, sweet, love killing pirates. Yep. Yep. What's going on here? They're going to another room. And here we're actually going to the map station. Oh, I meant to put more ball more ball mode. It says step into the hologram to download the map. By the way, the game studio is a little lower. Oh, game audio. Oh, okay. Actually, let me try to configure it. Oops. If that's better or it's a little loud, Marnius. Just wanted to make sure. New research entry. It's a map station. Walk into the map station holograms to download a map of the area you're in. Now that's one thing is too, I think just like the 2D games, that you're basically gonna find a map station that you can actually find, you have a map with you. And that's gonna be recommended, especially in new areas, because in new areas you're gonna try to figure out where you're supposed to go, or where you need to head to. Oh, increase a tad bit, Lord. A little bit more on yours. Oh, okay. Right here. Anyway, let's get the map. You have downloaded the map for this area. And press whatever button to access the map when you are finished. Okay. Okay, Marty. And so the map right here is basically where he is. We actually showed you where it's at. So basically, the green is your current is basically you, and the blue in the holographic or wireframe blues. It's basically the areas that you haven't been through yet. And then on the left is the indicator. Blue doors is basically any type of beam. So purple doors is basically going to be the wave beam. White doors, the ice beam. Red doors is basically the plasma beam. Gray doors is about the gray doors. That's the one with missiles. And the green ones are basically open doors. And then the E indicators, the elevators, M is the missile recharge. So the missile recharge stations are basically you can actually recharge your missiles. And then the save station was basically probably a little further up here. And the hints is basically going to show up too, just a heads up. So anytime you get lost in the map, your suit will let you know where's your next location, and it shows the hint icon where you're actually at. And platform activate, and this is the elevator. Also note this too, with your suit, it'll actually show the indicator on the left that you're next to a hazard. Like for example, you're right next to fire and it shows the warning, and you step in it and it says danger. Just a heads up. Oh, so you don't just generate missiles by yourself. You really don't. You basically reload or you just find pickups from enemies. Or containers. Looks a damaged pirate. It says space pirate is severe internal damage. So basically you can just kill him. Oh, you got a warning system even for fire and other hazards too. Yeah, I get now why everyone loved this game, because I love it too. Wait, have you ever played the Prime Trilogy or any other Metroid games, Marnius? You fight. Oh, plus we have another enemy that we have is the auto defense turrets. So it says it's destroyed with missiles. And there's some pirate data. The data said Zebes has fallen. All ground personnel are presumed dead. Oh, you never play any of them? Oh, I didn't. But say there's a chance to try one if possible. Is it either killed by the hunter clad in metal or in the subsequent destruction of the underground facilities? They don't have what to play them on or time work. I can understand. Our research fragments to Orphanons and Cycurus involved Paragon were in orbit at 0 hour and managed to retreat. Fragate Orphan is now docked at Vortex Outpost, where Orphanon's cargo appears to have a 100% survival rate. Metroids are healthy, but on restricted feeding schedules due to uncertain supply status. We are ready to begin research on the Metroids. So, is in other promising life forms. Well, sometimes I will, but definitely not now. Okay. And security status remains as code blue. No signs or a pursuit from the hunter. Instead of that metal clad, I pretty much just talk about Samus. Oh yeah, I forgot this too, because there's actually some areas that you could shut down the turrets that they won't attack you. They basically be offline. Now you don't. Now one thing, you don't have to scan all orange squares. You get, because you basically go for the red ones, and especially enemies. That's a lot of damage. Oh yeah, plus health pickups too. Got a small energy. Repels 10 units of energy. So basically it gives you 10 your health. You can hack the turrets. Yet you can. But it's only just on certain security keys that you can scan to hack it. You see how Retro Studio really locked in ever since 2002? Oh, actual space pirate. Oh, never mind. It's not fully recovered. It's minimal injuries. Now, one thing, Space Pirates is basically one antagonist race that is in the Metroid series. It's calling the Prime games. Well, in Prime 2, well, not Prime 2, but in Metroid 1, they basically somewhat mentioned according to the Nintendo Power comment, but not in the actual game. Because in the 2D Metroid games, they would be introduced when it hits Super Metroid. And now one thing with Samus, when you lock into the enemy and you even press B to go side for side, you can do the side steps, which is actually really quick when you go against your enemies, that you could move yourself out of the way real quick. Now one thing, sidestepping is basically a big thing when it comes with speed running too. Now we have to go to the morph ball mode to unlock this door. And also with the charge beam, you can actually can hold down the shoot button to shoot, and then you could actually charge your beam to get a stronger attack, and you could draw items too, like your missiles, and especially with your health. And here we want to save here, and save station is usually in different spots depending what areas is actually recommended, and it's recommended to go to a save station. And with the save station, you can not just only you save, but your health is fully replenished completely. And now one thing is too, there's actually certain enemies are really rare to come across that when you go through your adventure, and it's recommended to scan rare enemies, including bosses, because bosses are going to be considered rare enemies too, because this one, the problem is if you're going for 100% completion and you forgot an enemy or a boss to scan, you're not going to get 100% on that. Yeah, because it's only one game file and that's it. They never come back again. Just a heads up. Like for example, we're going against the Parasite Queen and just want to make sure to save it. Well, not save, but also to scan it too, which is highly recommended to do so. Now with the Parasite Queen, she's pretty easy, even for a standard boss. Basically just use a charge shot and especially missiles. I mean, if I remember in the original version on the GameCube and the NTSC version, you can do a glitch, you could pump out missiles like really quick in the rapid fire. But in the trilogy, I think in the PAL version, even the trilogy, it's basically, they nerfed that. So here they just basically wait for the opening to come out, and watch out for the Parasite Queen because she could attack you too. And no, this is also in the hyper mode difficulty, so it's going to take more punishment on bosses too. And there goes the Parasite Queen, and we got the first credit here, the orange one. Remember, orange is for Prime 1 and purple is Prime 2. And also, can't forget the escape sequence. So we gotta get out here while we at it before the core is exploded. We're just thinking the Metroid games. It basically has an escape sequence. And somehow it's pretty much like somewhat a fetish for the Metroid games, literally, because there's a bunch of escape sequence throughout the series. You burned the Paris? Burned the Parasite? Yep. Wait, while I'm running, I can just go Morph Ball. Morph Ball is actually pretty easy too. There's a heads up. Oh, those are just parasites. But don't worry about the goop and stuff because it's basically the thing too. It's one thing too, the Prime series somewhat have a fall damage, but it's really not that far-fetched. Really, because it's really not that far-fetched with fall damage, because it's really too uncommon you really fully get damaged. And even in Morph Ball mode, you really don't get damaged at all when you fall down from a great height. Also, with the morph ball bombs, you can basically shoot them. You actually can blast them next to the door, and you can open the door too. Thank goodness for the spring ball. You can just bounce all over the walls. Plus, we have a good friend that returned from Metroid 1, Ridley. And this time he's known as Meta Ridley. Probably my guess is after Metroid 1 or Zero Mission that Ridley was basically blasted to pieces. So it's basically roboticized. Or basically more like I'm about to say somewhat like a cyborg, I think, because I'm saying it's more mixed with organic and probably mixed with organic and especially with machine. And also here we actually use the grapple beam. And one thing is, grapple beam allows you to swing across over here, but it's not everything. It basically has certain parts or hooks that requires you to swing over. And I find this cutscene kind of stupid too, because Samus was blasted away by the blast radius, and somehow it reverted her various suit to the combat suit, losing all her upgrades for some reason. I don't know why. But like, I understand too in Metroid games how it starts out with that you're pretty much weak, you don't have many powers, don't have any upgrades, you have to start searching them. And I think it somewhat makes sense, or kind of makes sense, that even at the start of the game, even if you lose them, because it makes it way too easy anyway. Because it probably makes the game a little way too easy if you have all your stuff, even from your previous adventure. It kind of makes sense. Well, you can see Ridley's on the move at the moment. I think Samus is probably going to try and follow down Ridley to Planet well, not Planet Talon 4. Well, I think in Metroid 1 with Planet Zebes, it's already destroyed, but not fully explode. But Planet Zebes is not fully exploded yet till Super Metroid. Tracking on enemy target has been lost. Ground-based recon required. Begin landing sequence. Time to hit the nostalgia on this one, my friends. The good old Talon 4. Now, one thing is too, when you actually save inside your gunship, you basically have both your energy and ammo restored. Just a heads up. Scan the gunship. A Hunter-class gunship registered to Samus Aran. You can return to your ship to recharge energy, reload weapons, and save progress in the game. Now, one thing is with the power suit, you're basically going to be vulnerable to really high heat. That's something you want to be cautious of. Got some enemies here. It's Beetle. Beetle burying insights with the silent lid. Carapace, extremely aggressive. basically they come closer, they actually charge at you. And the creature right here is the sap sac. Chemical reaction within sac produce violent explosion when aggregate. Because of its irresistible odor and sweet nectar, the sap sac was nearly eaten out of its existence. The evolution of an explosive chemical sac saved it. Now only brave or indigenous creatures dare to devour it. So basically, if you actually shoot the sap sac, it actually explodes, and you have to be careful because it actually can hurt you too. So keep your distance. And the large energy pickup, so basically it gets 20 of your health. And these guys, it's the blast cap. It's volatile chemicals within this weed's toxic fungal cap may explode if aggregate. The poisonous flesh of the blast cap helps keep it from being eaten. It also it detonates its fungal cap when it senses even slight contact. So basically, be careful because they actually start shaking when you go nearby them, and touching them, you actually get damaged, even when you shoot them closely. So watch out. Hey, beetles. This is not gonna be much here on the Talon overworld. So basically this is your little starting ground. Here we got this thing zoomers. Yeah, the zoomers. So what about the ancestors be boomers? It sounds like it to me. It anchors itself to walls and other surfaces. Avoid contact with spikes. A basic nerve center located directly above the zoomers mandibles detected the nutrient. Sharp spine protects it from casual predators, but it lacks of the reinforced carapace, makes the zoomer vulnerable to any indirect attacks. Basically easy like that. And we had the gamer, and this is a wall crawling mollusk with retractable spikes. The gamer is an evolutionary offshoot of the zoomer family. When threatened, it extends lethal spikes and it retracts its head deep in its armor carapace. Now, one thing with the gamer, you cannot attack it, because when you even attack it, it actually stay there. It has spikes coming out. But the only way to kill it is actually with missiles. Just shoot a missile and that gamer's down. Here we have the blood flower, able to eject toxic spores. Toxins are poisonous even in the blood flowers itself. 3-mile nodule protrude from the stalk beneath the flower, each with a rudimentary brain cluster and the ability to spew toxins fume at anything within a 5-meter radius. The spores ejects from the stigma at the center of the flower are significant and to kill this creature if they explode in its velocity. So basically you can destroy it or basically use the sap sac to kill it. And there's tangleweeds, plant life with basic sentence retract into the ground if threatened. Tangleweeds are only dangerous to small organisms. They are covered in tiny barbs designed to trap potential meals. Tangleweeds lack the strength to do anything more than hinder larger life forms. So basically, tangleweeds don't do anything to you, it just slow you down. And there we have a missile door. So basically, missile doors is basically requires a missile just to destroy it. That's it. Cause after you blast the missile door, you're basically all good. It goes back to the normal door. Here we actually go into the next area, the Chozo Ruins. The incoming scan data is the abnormal cemented disturbance at everyone's site. Basically, go to the map. It shows where this location is at. It's at the high totem. And we're at the Chozo Ruins. And also right up here is the energy tank. Now energy tanks is basically like the same thing. Well, they're on the ledge. It's basically an energy tank. So basically energy tanks, just like the 2D games, you basically actually get one to extend your health. Another enemy, I think a swarm. Oh, it's Scarab. It's exploding parasites that can embed their bodies into solid rocks. It says Scarab. They think nothing of sacrificing themselves for the safety of their swarm. When a hostile life form is sighted, they block its passage by embedding themselves in floors and walls. Embedded Scarabs finally self-destruct when threatened. Basically not a threat, you could just go over them, but recommend not doing so, especially in hyper mode difficulty where you actually get damaged so easy. It's the ion, a mobile organism entirely composed of ocular tissue, capable of launching sustained energy beams when active. The ion is sensitive to light and will close shut if a bright flash and ignites it. It ignites nearby. But basically, you just shoot the eye and you're all good. Ow. Here we have a warp wasp hive. So basically, warp wasp hives, you have to watch this out because they also spawn warp wasps. Here we have some Chozo lore. It says many long years has passed since we Chozo first took root in this land. The passage of time has always been a source of fascination to us. It is the belief of many Chozo sages that the truth of the universe hides within the tumbling currents of time's flow. Even as we search for answers there, however, we find illumination in other unexpected places. We know not how the ability has come to us, but recently, main Chozo has begun to sense things beyond the realm or ordinary perception. Strange sights and inexplicable sensation flood our minds, filling us with visions. We take this growing ability to be a sign of burgeoning harmonization with the infinite. Perhaps finally the universe's secret are becoming known to us. I don't know that one, Chief. And there's the war wasps. So basically, war wasps will spot you, and then when they spot you, they actually will attack, and then they actually attack with a screeching noise, and it will actually charge at you. And it goes safe station right here. Also, be careful with the water too, because right here is toxic. It's a plasmite. Because plasmites can actually help you light up the way, because there's some areas in the room is actually going to be pretty dark. Oh crap! Salmon scale there. And it's a missile launcher. So basically, we're gonna fight a hive that's gonna spawn a different species of war wasps known as the ram war wasps. And it's called a hive mecha. Security unit programmed to work with predatory hive dwellers. A design flaw makes the shielding of hive on hive mecha weak around their access ports. These units are second generation combat drones able to interfere with organic units at a higher level. They train, shelter, and work with hive dwelling predators. Unarmed, they rely on their hive beasts to handle any threats. And these are the ram war wasps. They basically circle around you and they actually will charge faster. Oh yeah, but you have a radar indicator too, so you know where the enemies are around you. So that actually makes it pretty easy. So basically the hive will open up and this thing you basically have 4 sessions to blast. I know you're right behind me. Ow. His patience. That's it for the hive mecha. With that, we got the missile launcher. Is that press whatever button to fire? Fire. To switch back to beam doors. Missiles can destroy some blast shields on doors. Use the gray doors as one example, like this. The door is open, and there's the energy tank. Like I said, it increases your health by 99. So basically, that should get much higher. But can we get much higher? So high. And also, anyway, we got the missile ammunition. This one actually give you 5 missiles. But we cannot go here because we don't have the morph ball, sadly. So we gotta go back. Also, with the missiles, you can actually use them to destroy war wasp nests or war wasp hives. And missile can be pretty useful to do a little bit more damage on enemies. Yeah, but, and also you'll find missile expansions too throughout the journey. They actually increase your missiles by 5. Also, with that, we have a map station. And we got the map for the area of the Chosen Ruins. Miracle Edition works great. You the best. Oh, thank you, Goodish. Plus, you don't have to say it like that, dude. I did the best I can to see I could find it. Oh, help out with the definitive editions of the classic Sonic games, like Sonic 1 Forever, Sonic 2 Absolute, Sonic 3 Air, and even Sonic CD Miracle Edition. Appreciate it. Well, thank you, dude. Also, have you tried out the mod to see how it works, especially as well with the other ones that's required for the Miracle Edition? And also, don't forget to get the FMVs as well, just in case, because I did remember too while streaming the Miracle Edition, I forgot the FMVs, like for the intro, and even the good and bad endings. Yeah, it looks like a lot of good stuff was pre-added. Oh, okay. The FMVs, they were like 720p, very crisp. And wasn't the Origin FMVs, or you talk about the CD FMVs? Because I think if I remember, you could use Origins FMVs, because since it's basically the data from Sonic Origins. Oh, both. It had Origins and the CD intro. Oh, okay, that's what I was wondering. But did it get any errors or anything yet? Because I did remember that did happen with me. Okay, no errors. Come on, Beetle, don't sneak up on me like that, buddy. The ward walks is already out. Oh yeah, I forgot the missile ammunition. This one's actually just by 3. Well, first we have a little mini boss that we had to face, and there's a morph ball. But it ain't just only the Beatles. We had to deal with the children first, but we have a parent to fight. And then there's a parent. The plated saying this saying plated armor or just plated beetle? Oof, right off the bat. And it's a plated beetle, well armored, variant insect, vulnerable only in the rear abdomen. So basically you just sidestep, and it shows you how to do that. So basically lock in and then tap the jump button while moving left and right. You could just dash. So basically the weakness for the plated beetle is the back. The missile is basically more effective, so it does more damage. And there it goes, bleeding out. And with that, we got the morph ball. Now note this too, that we cannot do the spring ball because we don't have the morph ball bombs yet. That's gonna be up next. And with the Chosen Ruins theme playing, that's, you know, that we get most of the stuff here for Samus. Now mind the ward was, it's just vibing. Well, I guess it went back to the hive. Wow. I was expecting them to go after me. And also there's a fountain, a little fountain right there, but it's by the toxic, and then also there's the spider ball rails. But one thing is that we need to get the spider ball that's a little later on in the game first to do so. Also Chozo lore. It says the surges of negative energy brought by the meteor far exceed our expectation. We Chozo have yet to find a way to rid ourselves of the great poison. And that great poison is what's going to be the answer later on down the road. That's the thing in the trilogy. All we can do now is seal it away and wait for the day when a power to purity the poison appears. However, it is already impossible to collect all the pieces of the great poison, as it has already spread, seeping into the planet and hardening it. A new enemy? Shriek bats. And they basically commit kamikaze. No, really, that's what they do. Ooh, and another one. I know it's Reaper vines. So basically Reaper vines just come out from the walls. And usually in the chosen ruins right here. And they actually can, it's basically they just come out from the walls. And also when you get close to it, it's trying to knock you out from the platform. So basically make sure you shoot it first. And later on it's found out that you can actually kill these things with the plasma beam by straight up burning them. So the runic symbol has been activated. So basically there's runic symbols to be all around this area. So we have to collect, but I think we have to scan off, I think 4 of them, I believe. Wait, I forgot we don't have the bombs yet. Dang it. Oh yeah, I forgot charge beam is probably up next. Save. And another missile expansion right here. And if I remember too, in Prime 1 it's basically a total of 250 missiles you get after you get all these missile expansions. And activate the symbols. There's actually 4, but additional 5. Oh yeah, there's one back there. That last one should be somewhere. Oh, it was right here. And scan that last one right here, and we're all good. Ooh, Lord. Disaster struck suddenly. We have a vague dark foreboding, and it became true. A meteor appeared from nowhere, casting a dark shadow of debris. There was a way. away for a second. How's bounty hunting? Going pretty decent. Oh, we got the morph ball bomb. Well, not morph ball bomb, but morph ball and the missiles. He said casting a dark shadow of dippers is over the land with the violence of its impact. Its destructive force spent the fallen star, burnt itself out rapidly, and the incident should have faded into memory. But the meteor brought with it corruption. A great poison burst forth into the land, a strange energy that clawed at natural life with a ferocity. That strange negative energy emitted from the meteor expanded to encompass Town 4 in a night, as a spider weave a web. So this great poison is and also charge beam. And we got the good old charge beam back right here. Just hold the button, make your power beam strong. And notice too, there's also gonna be some backtracking and trying to get the right items that you're looking for. Ow. An intense heat reading right here. And that's one thing, you cannot go in there with the power suit because your health be draining fast. Hey Bliss, how you doing, dude? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's the kit, it's the soul. Kit soul. Kit. Yeah, it's the Kit. Kit Kat. Yep, that's actually one of my nicknames of one in the servers that I'm in. I put my name Kit Kat. A kit with a soul. Are you talking about a soul with you, Martius? Long. Wait, that's funny. I know. Actually, that's basically part of the name for Kit Soul, because the word soul is similar to the word soul with a U. So Kit Soul basically have a soul of man and animal. Because that's one thing. Kit Soul basically is half human and half yokai. So basically a kitsune, or you could say a fox. It could be. Oh, look, war wasps. Hey, buddies. Time to exterminate some pests. I'm wondering if that's why two tails. Well, not because of two tails. That's usually something too. I decided to go for two tails. So actually, yeah. So I actually decided to go for the two tails. It's because originally when I was planning for Kitzel, I was originally meant to go for one tail. That was meant to go for 3, 5, and then up to 9 or 10 tails. But stick with 2 just for the base form or his normal form. And 2 is basically be the is used as a double. Heard of Star Fox Event Horizon? Well, not Event Horizon, but I know what Star Fox is. But Event Horizon, that sounds familiar. Crap, I don't have the bombs. I forgot I can't do them. I cannot jump. I had to get the bombs. Well, I know that, you know, it's a Nintendo IP after all. Huh. Well, to be honest, I barely pay attention when it comes to Star Fox. I mean, I know with the games like the SNES, Star Fox 64, Star Fox Adventure, Star Fox Assault, Star Fox Command, Star Fox Zero. Thank gosh that they didn't make a Star Fox game with multiple endings. Oh yeah, because Star Fox Command, that's so much endings, to be honest. I wonder one of these days I should go into Star Fox. You should start with the SNES one. Yeah, Star Fox Command. What Star Fox Command doesn't say? That's a good idea. Oh, Magma Caverns. No, we cannot go there yet. Man, yeah, it's kind of annoying. I not deny you. Cannot go there, but we go here. Don't mind the background noises of cars. I don't know what me and Mola-san was smoking. Hey, that's my question. Oh, there is the energy tank. They are so depressing. Even it doesn't make sense. Even Foxman's depressed too. You look at them and think, what? Why is that happening? Yeah, that's my question. Like, why is it happening though? Oh, there you are. I was about to say, well, I thought the Warwalk's was going to attack me. Well, guess it did from a distance. Man, Star Fox is was way ahead of his time. Why they never re-release it? It's beyond me. That's my question too. They could at least re-release it in the size, even though Namco's not. It's just not anymore. It is now merged with Bandai. They could re-release it too, especially for Nintendo Switch Online. But I do love that. Love how you can actually have your character out of the R wing or the Landmaster. It actually makes it interesting. Oh, that's not where I'm supposed to go. Don't forget Star Fox Adventure too. Yeah. Well, oh, the Soul was a good one gear. Good one, yeah. Yeah, about to say, yeah, I'd say it's, yeah, about to say too that Star Fox Assault was really good. Star Fox Adventure was basically Dinosaur Planet with Star Fox slap on it. Yeah, it basically is because it was meant to, because Dinosaur Planet was meant to be released by Rare, and I think in year 2000 on the N64, but it was scrapped. And of course, most of the project and Rare did, it was meant to be for Nintendo, scrapped because of the purchase of Microsoft. And we already know that goes decades later. Star Fox 2 is from what I've seen. Yeah, Star Fox 2 is alright though, because usually some elements is basically carry over to Star Fox 64. Argonaut got done dirty, yeah. But we cannot go here because we need the bombs. We need the bombs. Lamp oil, rope, bombs. You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies. Sorry, Link, I can't give credit. Come back when you're a little richer. More shriek bats. Dang, they shriek up a lot. Oh, too poor, too bad. Oh man. Hey, there's nothing wrong being poor though, but not too poor. Had you played that game? Oh, are you talking about the CDI Zelda games? No, I have not. Oh, there's another enemy right here. The Stone Toad preys on creatures smaller than itself, vulnerable only from within. A Stone Toad will be able to remain still for days. It preys upon creatures smaller than itself. Marius, you really have a sniffer problem, buddy. So basically the Stone Toad, they won't attack you, but when you go to the Morph Ball, they actually will eat you, but they actually can speak you out and it can damage you. So basically the only way to destroy the Stone Toad is when the Stone Toad eats you, throw the Morph Ball. And we're going to encounter another hive. The fox noises. So this one is an incinerator drone programmed for high temperature waste disposal. The device's schematics indicates a high risk of malfunction when internal power core is damaged. That caught me off guard. Oh. The unit has minimal combat programming, but can defend itself if necessary. This drone's intense heat blasts compensate for its lack of power price. So basically, you have to dodge the drone because it shoots fire and it can hurt you too. So basically you have to shoot on the top and then damage it so it can shoot to the hive. In addition, more war wasps comes in a different variation. And these are the barbed war wasp. So basically, I think the war wasp can actually attack you, but they also can the poison can actually hurt you when you're next to it. And note this is hyper mode difficulty, so basically it's hard mode. But in the meantime, we also had to do with the dodging the drone and find off war wasps. No various suit yet. That's later on in the Chozo Ruins. Actually, I think that might be be a little later on. Cause you're actually gonna encounter Flagra. So we'll be there we'll be there in a little while. Not a long time, but this is just in the, well, I'd say probably in a couple more minutes after we're doing some puzzles. The drone is defeated. With that, you got the bombs. And also with the bombs, we can do the spring ball again. To think that Metroid Prime was going to be third person. Oh, I actually didn't know that. And also, like I said before, if you play Metroid Prime 3 or you play the trilogy version, you could actually do the spring ball. That's for Metroid 2, but it has to be with the morph ball bombs, because in the original version on the GameCube you can't. And even it's gonna be tough when it comes to platforming as well, and especially with the original, because you have to time it with the bombs like that. But with the spring ball, it makes it way too easy. I'll be lurking for a sec, making breakfast. Actually, what time is it for you, Marnius? And we also got another missile expansion. You know, I'm trying to cook up some kep and fries. Oh. And it's 5:51 a.m. It's almost 1 a.m. for me. Oh, it's almost midnight for me. Here goes the Stone Toad. Oh, I woke up early today. Oh, okay. And here we have the morph ball slot. So basically you go to the slot and then throw the bomb. It's on East Coast. I think it's an energy tank I need to collect. Oh, British. Oh, never mind. It's not an energy tank. Yeah, sometimes when it comes to puzzles, there's also gonna be like a time limit that you can hear and make it like a huge alarm noise to let you know that you have a certain amount of time to get them. But we cannot go up here because we need Spider Ball. And also energy tank. And further east. The time limit puzzles. My favorite, it's not. I mean, I already know you're trying to be sarcastic when you say my favorite. It's not. Like, I can understand that. You can skip ions. That's on the walls. They're in the walls. They're in the gosh dang walls. If I remember, I do need to get space boots to even get up there, because there's saying there's an energy tank or is a missile expansion. But I do want to go back to that room where the plated beetle was. So probably be a missile smashing, or it could be the energy tank. It's actually just been, I know it's been like about a year or two since I played the entire trilogy. But I'm trying to get back and how the puzzle goes, because it's been a while. Get out my way, Reapers. Yeah, like I said too, there's basically music issues too. And that's with the emulator. But let me try this. Wait for the scarabs to come by. Do you have the settings on 4K or something? Well, actually, kind of. It's actually on 1440p, so my guess is around 2K, if I'm correct. That make sure this is running a little smooth. Cause I don't want it to stand it all the way up to like over 4K, because it actually can slow down the game. That, and also with HD textures too. That could be affecting the sound. It's that, or probably is to do with the emulation too. Cause that's also could be the problem. Cause Prime Trilogy runs fine, but there's some issues too. I'm saying it's compared to the GameCube versions. Missiles. Ow, beetles. Sam is trying to fit it. We like the shapes. It's like get it in. Well, I'm aware that it came out on the Wii, which is why they had Wii gimmicks. Yay. I mean, it works fine, because it did the same thing with Prime 3, and it actually works all right. There's nothing wrong with it. Also, you can shoot the birds here. So, well, one thing, Prime 1 and Prime 2 came on the GameCube first before it was actually ported to the Wii. You know, it's nothing compared to the other, and never relied too much on it. I agree. Why there's more right behind? Saw you guys on the radar. Don't be sneaky. Looking at you, Mad World, and No More Heroes. Don't recommend playing for the. I heard No More Heroes is actually pretty good, but oh gosh, I heard it's hard. But actually, I should save right over here because we're actually going up to the boss. For the shows of ruins. The bastard caused me to shriek. I'll sell myself for that pun. The bastard's root causing me to shriek. War Wasp Hive. The reason I'm not recommending is because of the cruel humor. Yeah, that actually makes sense, to be honest. Because the humor is so. Ow. I can imagine if the stinger pierces through Samus, that she just basically gonna get stung so much through the suit. Also venomous weed. Oh crap. I was about to say, oh yeah, I have to go down because I need to get the symbols scans. Press 2. Now let's see. Maybe the third one, maybe up here. I think. numerous toilets, borderline sexual harassment. This is fun. Nope, it is really not. This is 51 could have been better than that, but then again, Killer 7 exists. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, what is that buzzing noise on my end? That last one has to be somewhere. Unless it's at the bottom. Oh crap. Yeah, that last one has to be somewhere. Prepare thy buns, indeed, goodish. That last one has to be somewhere. I forgot where it was or it's the goodish, the half gnome. Air and Future, hello. How's you guys' stream? I was meant to stop by earlier, but I decided to just go right ahead to stream Metroid Prime. I swear that last symbol has to be somewhere. It has to be. That's what happened when I'm not playing the Prime trilogy for a while. I forgot where it's be. Is it what's chilling to talk about food a bit? It's too long though. Yeah, go ahead and get a snack if you have to, you two. Man, me just trying to check around again, just in case. That last symbol has to be somewhere. I know it has to be. Oh, it's right there. Oh gosh, I can't. It is right there. I didn't even see it on the side. Oh well. At least we're going to fight Flagra. This thing is Flagra or Fragra. It's been a while. Marnies, are you baking pancakes? By the way, making bacon. All the venomous weed. Going against Flagra right now. Now, one thing is about this, in the original NTSC version of Prime 1, Flagra's theme was actually a glitch. And it was actually glitched up. But saying it was patched when it hits saying 1.2, and then especially with the PAL version as well. Yeah, and like I said, because the theme is actually patched up in the PAL version, especially in Trilogy. No, sadly, no. I usually don't rely on eating pancakes. Makes sense. So basically, against Flagra, what we have to do is actually destroy these mirror arrays, and that shoot the sunlight that's on Flagra. That cause Flagra to pass out. It goes inside the tunnel where the tentacles are, and shoot the morph ball bombs. Now, it's saying you do 3 more times, I believe. And one thing is, you have to make sure you get all of them too, real fast, because Flagra actually will tend to actually trying to get these satellites back up too. Just make sure. Also, make sure to shoot Flagra too, just to make sure to become dizzy. Like I said, it's hyper mode difficulty, so basically it's going to take some punishment, especially with some early bosses. Not too hard, but later bosses is going to be pretty difficult in hyper mode difficulty. Also, be careful not to get too close to Flagra, or else it's going to swipe its scythe at you. Oh crap. Ah, those tentacles. No, we're not having that hentai here, please. We're not. One more. Oh, I was about to say, wait, did Flacco already got one of the satellites? And we're good. And now we're getting the variant suit. And since Flag was destroyed, the water's no longer toxic, and we got the various suit. Since we got the various suit, dangerous areas of heat are now accessible. Because that's one thing. When we have the power suit, you're basically vulnerable to heat, like really strong heat levels. So basically, you cannot go through lava areas. Well, one thing, when you're in the water, you're basically pretty slow. So that's usually a big note in there too. But we do get the gravity suit layered on in the game. And the ultra energy, okay. And a new enemy right here. Well, we cannot destroy it because the only thing is weak against is the wave beam. And that's Oculus. More wasps. Extermination. And the chloride wall hanging appears to be slightly cracked. So it's basically, it says so basically it was like a type of material like cordite, for example. That means you're gonna need a super missile for that. Because with normal missiles, it cannot be destroyed. So basically the bad track up here is later on in the game. Also, lore said the cries of this dying land echoes in our ears as we Chozos watch the great poison, in quotes, seep ever further into the living pulse of the earth. The dark energy sinks into the trees and waters, devouring all life. Peaceful beasts die by the thousands. Some creatures survive, but their forms grow as twisted and evil as the forests that fell from the sky. Many of these mutated monstrosities remain small enough to do little harm, but others grow enormous and threaten our very existence. One such beast defiles our sacred fountain, disgorging poison from its foul form, replacing pure flowing water with cascade of creeping death. Even in the face of such horror, we Chozos do not turn in fear. We are at that stance is in the way of the great poison. and it is our duty to contain it. And no, it's not talk about the poison, the toxic water that's from Flagra, but this is much more bigger that's causing it all over Talon 4. Some people already know the Prime Lord, some people may not. Actually, let me go back. Get this missile suspension right here. I want to get. Since we have the power bomb, well, not power bombs, morph ball bombs. Power bombs later on in the game. And also more Chozo lore. The future is a vague thing, ever changing and always in doubt. Even if we Chozo could gain the ability to foresee the future, it would be a hollow gift, for we could never hope to control what has yet to occur. So the fountain is an example of this. The day may come when its waters dries up, and there is nothing we can do to stop such a tragedy. But we do know this: unlike the uncertain flow of water, the power of our will is strong and enduring. The will of the Chozo will never run dry. I mean, you guys' race has been split apart too, especially with Talon 4. At that, let's go back to the elevator. We had to go to the Magmore Caverns, my friends. Also, I hope everyone's actually doing well this time zone. The next area, the Magmore Caverns. Hey, Shriekbats. And we got some more enemies to scan. It was a Grisby. I thought it was going to say Glizzy. Oh, Samus got off the lava. So the Grisby, they can actually be killed by missiles. Careful with the fire torches too. It's a bearer. It's the puffers. Yes, those are the enemies called puffers. They shoot out toxic gas at you. Well, not straight at you, but in the air when you're right next to him. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, there's one thing with the puffers. Watch out. After you kill them, wait till the toxic clouds go away. I know Matt. Well, it's one thing. I know Matt More Caverns is actually another track that's actually a remix track that's from Super Metroid. I forgot which area it was though. 'Cause I know in Prime 2 with the Torvus Bog Catacombs, it's basically a remix track that's in lower Brinstar. Mm. Thousand new enemies. Yeah, it's Triclops. So with Triclops, when you're in the morph ball form, Triclops will actually tend trying to grab you, and if they grab you, they actually will hurt you and just throw you out of the area. Which actually could be a slog because Triclops takes a long time to trying to get over here. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Actually, it's supposed to be down here. Yeah, I was right. It's down here. Yeah, it goes to Triclops. And plus, you cannot do anything too with Triclops grabbing you. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a missile suspension. I feel like it has to be an energy tank here, unless it's somewhere else I was thinking about. Yeah, that's it for the area right here. That's it for now. I know there's some areas is also going to be invisible. That's going to require for the X-ray visor. Oops, wrong way. Hey puffers. Bye puffers. Why are you so puffed up? Why are you so angry? Gassy? Or am I gaslighting you? Okay, I'll stop. More turrets. Plus, the one thing, if you actually in a very, very far away distance, the turrets won't even shoot. But I know if you shoot the turrets, they actually become active. Oh no, Samus! Don't roll to the ball into the lava. Sorry. Okay. I know a little later you actually will encounter the flying pirates too. Samus, get out of there! Oh wow. Oh yeah, I forgot it's right over here. I swear I was getting ready to die, dude. Like, bro. And now time for Findrell drifts. I always loved the Findrell drifts. It's actually one of my favorite levels in Prime 1. There's Flickerbat. Now Flickerbat say actually can turn invisible too. So it's basically you can see them with the X-ray visor. I think that's basically for one of the doors up there, if I'm correct. Oh yeah, I forgot you need a thermal visor on one of them. And just right over there. Maybe we can go encounter some enemies. Right here is the same Shikaroth or Shikaroth. Yeah, baby Shikaroth. Well, but you have to watch out because they actually can freeze you too with their breaths. Even sometimes when they die, they can actually just freeze you too upon their death. Yeah, I need a Spire Ball for that one. And we got the Ice Bearer. You gross. Dun, dun. Don't you chase after me now. Yeah, when you're also when you're frozen, make sure you rapidly press the jump button. Well, usually B buttons on the GameCube or Wii. Hey, Shigarwa. Hey, buddy. Okay, you got me, buddy. Yeah. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. I'm just being too sorry. I got a little too silly. And lore. As the great poison reaches even further into the planet, we also begin to feel the gnawings of despair. Before it is too late, we now make our last stand. We have begun to build a temple to contain this darkness. At its heart, we will place a cipher, a mystical lock powered by 12 artifacts and filled it with as much power as we Chozos can harness. We wonder though, if when we are done, will it be too late? And will the power of the temple of the cipher itself prove strong enough to hold back the poisonous tide? And that even now swells within the ground, threatening all life. Yo, this great poison really became a big threat on Town 4. A giant one, at least. I think this might be the part that you try to get the boost ball, I believe. The scatter bomb. Dang, it's kind of brutal to just destroy the back of the shell and kill it. Even as a baby, oh gosh. With that, the platform sets up right here. Never mind. Okay, let's see what we can do. And jump across here. Don't stay too long. Keep jumping, and you get to the boost ball. So basically, boost balls, it helps you actually get around places fast by boosting around in the ball, and also is good on half pipes too to get to high areas. But actually, I should fix the control for the boost ball and the spring ball. So basically, when you're on the half pipe, you have to make sure to time it just right so you actually can go higher. It could be kind of weird, but if you get the rhythm, it's really not bad. With that, we also see Ridley in the air, and we're probably just traveling all around town 4. That's my guess. Actually, yeah, safe station's right over here. Actually, I'll say this is gonna be the part we stop here for the night. I'll say thank you guys for stopping by my stream. I really do appreciate y'all. I might stream again maybe tomorrow, maybe in the morning or somewhere in the afternoon. I'm not pretty sure at the moment, but I will. Yep, I'm just getting ready to end Marnius. But we can see who we raid tonight. Oh, no problem, Marnius. Actually, we're gonna raid my brother in Christ, Syrian, because he's actually streaming as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for you guys stopping the stream, and even with Air in future, thank you guys for the raid again. I really do appreciate y'all. Like I said, I might stream again tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow or somewhere in the afternoon, or possibly in somewhere in the weekend. I'm not pretty sure at the moment, but I'll let you know as soon as possible. But anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Hope you guys have a blessed time zone. God bless you all, and may heaven smile upon you. Peace.